Can I wear these for the video? No. No, I shouldn't. I want to. Hello, my name is Kat, and today I will be recommending some road trip reads. So for this video, I'm going to be sharing a roundup of some of my favorite books that focus on a road trip or that have like a road trip vibe to them. I love road trip books, especially this time of year. Like, I don't know what it is, but summer just feels like adventure season. So if you've been looking for a good summery road trip adventure type book, I got you. Let's get into this list. So the first book I'm going to talk about is WILDMAN by J.C. Geiger. And this video is actually being sponsored by Disney-Hyperion in order to celebrate the release of this book, which just came out on June 6th. Ooh, I like it naked. I mean, like, it's cool. Anyways, this is a standalone contemporary novel about a boy named Lance who is about to graduate valedictorian. He's first chair trumpet in band. He just won a scholarship. He pretty much has his life together and like his plan for what comes next. But then his car breaks down in this tiny town in the middle of nowhere, and he realizes that he has this chance to kind of reinvent himself. You know, no one in this town knows anything about him. He can figure out who he is without the labels he's been carrying around with himself. So yeah, that sounds pretty awesome to me, especially the reinventing yourself part. I'm always really fascinated by that idea. I kind of want to do it myself sometimes. I'm also interested in this because it is a debut novel, and I've been trying to read more debut authors and new-to-me authors. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to give this a read. Next up, I have Paper Towns and The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. And I feel like I could include at least one other John Green book in this roundup. Like, the man likes his road trips. But these are the two that I want to recommend, though I'm not sure that's entirely necessary because, like, it's John Green. You've probably already heard of him or read at least one of these books. If you don't already know, Paper Towns is about a girl who runs away from home and the boy who believes she left clues behind and that she wants him to find her. So he embarks on a journey to do just that. And The Fault in Our Stars is about two teenagers with cancer who are coming of age and dealing with illness and just trying to navigate a romantic relationship with one another. I love both of these books. Personally, I do feel that Tifios is the better book overall, but if you are in the mood for something more fun and lighthearted and you want just like a crazy, joyous road trip, I would go for Paper Towns. But yeah, I love them both. Both are great. Both recommended. The next book I have here is Going Bovine by Libba Bray. I haven't really seen many people on BookTube talking about this book, possibly because it came out like before BookTube was a thing, but I feel like a lot of you guys are familiar with Libba Bray, even if you haven't read this, which I feel is a mistake, because this is my favorite Libba Bray book. This book is about a teenage boy who ends up getting mad cow disease, and he's going to die unless he goes on this wild, surreal road trip that might just be a hallucination in order to find the cure. I really don't know what else to say about this book. Like, it's dark and funny and fascinating and weird. There's mystery and ridiculousness, and it's just an experience. I highly recommend this book, especially if you want something that's like different. I don't think I've ever read anything quite like this book. Next up, I have here The House of Hades by Rick Riordan. But really, I feel like most of Rick's books would fit perfectly in this recommendations video. Like, I actually also grabbed the first Apollo book and the first Magnus Chase book just for some variety. When I was putting my list together for this video, I kept coming up short, and I kept feeling like I gotta be missing something. Like, I felt like I'd read so many more road trip books, but they weren't coming to mind. And then I remembered Rick Riordan's books exist. They might not be the first books that come to mind when you think of a road trip, but every single one of these books has that, like, road trip, adventure, quest spirit. And I love them. I love Rick Riordan's books. I chose House of Hades as my main talking point because some of the characters actually go on a road trip through hell. Like literally. Obviously, I don't recommend starting with the House of Hades as it's book 4 in its series. If you're completely new to Rick Riordan, I would recommend starting with the first Percy Jackson book, Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. I know Rick has a lot of books, and like, you probably want to jump into the more recent ones so you can be like caught up with what people are currently reading, but it's really worth it to read the Percy Jackson, the Olympian series, and the Heroes of Olympus series before getting into these two. Even though, like, I love all of Rick Riordan's books, and they're all great, and they all have awesome road trip adventure vibes. So yeah, recommended. And finally, I have here Alexander Bracken's books. I have the first book of the Darkest Minds trilogy and the first book of the Passenger duology. Originally, I was just planning to talk about the Darkest Minds because that one really stands out as like having a road trip adventure to me. Like, they're literally driving across the country in a van. In the Passenger duology, the characters aren't like road tripping in a car, but they're kind of road tripping through time, which one might argue is even cooler. I love Alexander Bracken's books, and it wasn't until doing this video that I realized that the road trip vibe aspect to her books is a big reason why I love them so much. Because again, I am like super drawn to like road trip, adventure, journey, quest type stories. So these fit beautifully into that, like, feel. If you're new to Alexander Bracken's books, I would recommend... Oh, what do I recommend? They're both so good. The Passenger duology is more sophisticated, I feel like. Like, the writing is so beautiful, and there's so much great world building. Also, it's just so cool with, like, time travel and pirates and history. It's a good one. Then with The Darkest Minds, I felt like that one was more fun and lighthearted and humorous, and we have a fantastic squad of characters. So yeah, I don't know if I can recommend one of these over the other because they're both so great and so different. So it really depends on like what you're in the mood for. I think I'm leaning slightly more toward recommending The Darkest Minds because if you haven't yet read this, I feel like it might be because you were experiencing like dystopian burnout when this book first came out. So if you've recovered from your dystopian burnout and you're ready to jump into another one that has like, it's not really dystopian, but it has like those kind of vibes to it, The Darkest Minds. Definitely get on that, especially because there's a movie coming out and it looks like it's gonna be real good. But, you know, you gotta read the book first. Alright, there you have it! Those are some of my favorite books that feature road trip adventures. I feel like this list wasn't as long as it could have been. So if you have any road trip adventure books that you loved that I didn't mention here, please leave me a comment letting me know down below because I am always on the prowl for more books, which is evidenced by my gigantic out-of-control TBR pile. So yeah, leave me your recommendations in a comment down below. But yeah, that is just about it. That's everything I had for this video today. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful night. And I will have another video up soon. So I will see you then. Goodbye!